Hello, friends and followers. Today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be doing an expired film video, but I'm not going to do what the typical YouTuber does, walking around on the street, blowing a whole roll of film, trying to get some vibes and tones. No, I actually want to know if this film's going to be any good or not. I picked this up for $3.99 for 7 rolls of Kodak Max Versatility at a thrift store. This expired in January 2006. 7 rolls of Kodak Max Versatility 400. Some of them are 36 exposures, some are 24. Why did they mix that up? I don't know. Oh yeah, so the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna shoot this test palette here. I was gonna go outside, but it turns out it's raining, so I'm gonna shoot this on the Canon F1. And I will actually even bracket them, so I'm gonna shoot one normally exposed and one stop over, 2 stop over, and even 3 stops over, since the general rule of thumb they say for expired film is to overexpose by a stop for every 10 years that it's been expired. So let's see what we get. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the results first, and if you want to see the behind the scenes later, you can go do that. This first image we're looking at here, no, this was not expired film or film at all. This was shot on my Canon G7X Mark II. Using the settings from my light meter to get the right exposure, and it is a little bit blurry, but that's camera shake because it was shot handheld, it wasn't on the tripod. Here is the image from the expired film shot with normal exposure, again according to what my light meter said to do. If you want to know what those settings are, I'll put them on the screen. Really doesn't matter. But anyways, you can see here it's quite grainy. It's contrasty due to lack of latitude, and overall just doesn't look very good, but I guess these are the expired film vibes and tones that people are into. Yeah. Here we are. Now we're looking at the one-stop overexposed image, and so the picture definitely looks a little bit cleaner. The colors are not as shifted. They look more normal, but still pretty grainy and pretty contrasty. And now we're up to the +2 exposure. So this is 2 stops overexposed, which if we go by the 2 decade or 1 stop per decade rule, this is kind of where we're supposed to be at. And actually it looks not too bad. The colors, it's definitely brightened up a little bit, and especially the shadow detail, we've got a lot more shadow detail in there than before. And now for fun, this is the 3 stop overexposed version. Looks pretty good actually, but at this point we are shooting at ISO 50 and so it kind of becomes not that practical to shoot like this, but I gotta say it doesn't look too good. The colors are extremely saturated. I don't know if that's just what this film looks like. If you showed somebody this, I don't think people would go, oh, was that expired film? This actually, it looks pretty normal. And once again, for comparison, we'll go back to this is the digital image. And now we have the normal exposure, expired film, 1 stop over, 2 stops over, and 3 stops over. Back to the digital, just for fun. So there's one last thing I wanted to show you all, which is the negative. This is fresh Kodak Gold 200 from a couple of weeks ago, and this is the expired in 2006 Kodak Max 400 that I've been showing you in this video, and you can see a clear difference in the level of fogging in this unexposed area. This is what happens to your film when it gets old. It gets exposed to heat, gamma radiation, etc. over time. And yeah, this is also, this level of fogging is creating a lack of exposure latitude ultimately. And so you can also see that not only is it fogged over, but it's also got a little bit of a green cast to it. I think some of the layers are not as sensitive as others. And so yeah, you will get some color shifts and all that too. And so this is what you're paying for when you buy expired film. Some people are totally into this look. I am not, but to each his own. And once again, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and let's all just keep on moving on. All right, this is the unboxing. Take one. All right, so here we go. So again, this is about 20 years old. And we're gonna see what we got in here. What in the world? Three. Which ones are these are the 24s and which ones are the 36s? Alright, so that's a 24 exposure. This is a 36. Alright, so I'm gonna go for one of the 36s. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it out of the camera, and we will use this roll later again in the future if it turns out that they're any good. Alright, so I am shooting these with the cable release. Here goes nothing. Now I'm gonna pump up the shutter speed. We're now overexposed by one stop. And now we're going for 2 stops. Let's double check the framing, still good. Alright, so this next part, I'm not going to explain the whole thing, how to develop film. You can watch many other videos to find that out. But I do just want to explain a little bit what I'm going to do. And that is, this next part's going to happen all in the dark, so I can't show you what's really going to happen. But I'm going to open the back of this camera. I'm going to cut the film. And then I'm going to just pull out the part of the film that's already been shot, load it onto the developing reel, get it into the dark tank, and then I'm going to develop that so I can save the rest of the roll. And the reason why I'm doing that is not to like save film or whatever, but it's just I don't want to waste time going around shooting what I think is a whole roll of film and then have the entire thing come out blank like this. Right? So I want to know if the film's going to come out like this, then I don't want to waste time trying to shoot it. So that was a gamble I was willing to take. You know, $4 for 7 rolls of film. Let's do it. Go, moment of truth. Is there anything on this roll? Looks pretty dark. There she is. There certainly is some kind of image on here, but this film is very fogged. I mean, that's the part that doesn't even have any image on it. It's that dark.
Keep on moving on.